Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist. It is Monday, so welcome back. Happy Monday. Let's start the week off right with a rant. I haven't done one of these in a little while, so we're gonna hit the Yugi-Rant. Most of this, just to get this out of the way at the beginning, most of this is not a real feeling. Part of this one is. Um, but this is mostly done up to, have you guys kind of enjoy the commentary side of things. And what I want to do is I want to tear apart the two-player starter set. So this last week, we took the week off of Speed Duel, and I said we were going to be right back to it, and I really wanted to. And I promise you, all weekend, I was looking at this, and I was like, I could easily just go in hard on this and just really get angry and like, why is this what we got? Okay. First and foremost, I loved the packaging. I think the packaging was great. As soon as I saw the packaging on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Official website, I was into this. I was like, oh, well, this is going to be really cool. Then I saw this symbol, and I'm going to tell you right now, every time I've seen that symbol on a structure deck in the last year, all of 2023, it was amazing, okay? This one, the trash can goes hard. And like, seriously, let's just look at the foils. Let's look at the foils. If it wasn't for the fact that I got one of them that was all misprinted and like the names were all hiked up a little bit, I probably would be even less excited. But like, this guy's like 50 cents. It's not that big a deal. It's like 50 cents. It's not that big a deal. Is maybe 50 cents. Is not that big a deal. Again. This is the card. This is the reason you buy this set. The reason you buy this set, and this isn't even the stacks one. This is my MP 21s. Let's go with the stacks one, okay? Okay. This is the card that you are buying the entire thing for. You're buying this because you want AA Zeus. This is the card that made this set worth it to everybody. This is the only card in the set that made it worth it to everybody. And again, it's like I never heard of this guy before. Saw these ones before, didn't play them. Saw these before, didn't play them. Used to play them. In fact, these are all my Dual Devastator copies. Because Dual Devastator, that was a set. That was a good set. You paid 30, 40 bucks, whatever it was for a box. I think it was 40. You got, everything was ultra rare, first and foremost. Everything was a foil. You got like every good hand trap in the game. So Ash Blossom was in there, Effect Veiler was in there, DD Crow was in there, Ghost Ogre was in there, Ghost Bell was in there. Like, it was stacked, okay? There were a couple of cards that didn't really sort of need to be there, like Spell Canceller, not really. But the fact that we got everything else that we got in there, it just made up for it. Like the Daigusto Emerald, he's fine, whatever. Giga Brilliant, I never played this card to begin with. I mean, maybe like once or twice when the structure deck came out that had him in there, that was all good and fine. But like, if we just take a quick peek through most of the stuff, like Card D, this did not need a reprint here. In fact, a place that you could put a reprint for a card like this is Speed Duel. Because Speed Duel cards, they're legal in all other formats. It's just not the other way around. Cranes, whatever. DD Crow, that's fine. I'll give you a Crow, but I'm not buying this box. I'm not buying this thing for $15 to $20 because you slipped DD Crow in there. That's not enough. Same thing with D-Mage and DMG. You just gave us like one random Spark, man. That was fine. In Pacha, I can't tell you the last time I saw that card in print. Same thing with Launcher Spider, if we don't count Speed Duel, because I want to say it's in Speed Duel. Mage of Faith, again. Vanadium Fearless, maybe this is a new archetype. I'm not 100% sure. I don't play the advanced format as much anymore. Mobius, this guy hasn't been relevant in years. Where he would be relevant, he's not going to be released, so he's never going to go to Speed Duel. In fact, they stopped printing Monarchs after Grand Marg. They said, well, Book of Moon's a little too common. We should probably not also throw in Mobius. Because then you're just going to be building Monarch decks. They give you 2 of the 3 base Ojamas and no way to play anything else. Penguin Soldier's kind of cool, but like, this is just nostalgia for me. I don't want to get too down on it. Sword Stalker's kind of neat. I always like seeing him, but like, he was never truly relevant. I just played him in Speed Duel once because it was fun and I could. The traps are not that great. Kunai with Chain's one of the standouts. Needle Ceiling's kind of weird. Magic Cylinders, whatever. No Entry can be good. Skill Successor has double use abilities, so it's like okay. The spells, because I guess I stacked them on top of each other over here. Again, nothing like game breaking. Nothing like that I'm buying this deck because I don't have copies of a card. Like, everybody's got Night Beams now. Everybody should have Night Beams. Nobody should be thirsting for Swords of Revealing Light. Okay, card's been out for too long. Thousand Knives. We barely put in any support for anything, but like suddenly Dark Magician gets DMG and Thousand Knives in this. Like, seriously, just because he's the mascot for the show. Again, Coral Dragon, pretty useless. Here's the other stacks. Arsenal Zeus's, as you can see, they didn't even warrant enough for me to want to sleeve them, which is kind of upsetting. Same thing with, actually, I took this one out. This was my Photon Shockwave Giga Brilliant. I decided I might as well have 3 that look the same. Barbro's cool. Card Trooper, like, again, I'm excited for him to drop into Speed Duel. I don't think we needed another advanced format printing. Eldritch is kind of cool to see common. He may have already been common, and I may have just missed it. So, like, common charity players, this is something for you. Lajin, again, how many times have we seen that? Gagaga, Quill Bolts, Burden of the Mighty, just a bunch of stuff that, even Storming Mirror Force. Like, it's only okay. It bounces into the hand. Could be worse. It could be one of the other ones. And then this is what I did for the last deck build. And again, like, as you go through here, it's like maybe this is kind of a cool card, but like, are you spending money 3 times? Are you spending, like, again, I want to say I paid $15 each. So are you paying $45, $50 to get 3 copies of this guy when I can go on TCG Player and pick it up for $1? Probably not. Probably not. Again, Dark Hole, that's a big tech, guys. You got to watch out for it. Star Changer. Hey, look, it did its job. It did a standout job for me while doing a 3 times structures build. But honestly, it's not that good. And then you guys are like, okay, that's fine, casual. Like, we get it. No, let me press the argument, okay? We had the Fire Kings Reloaded. And I always get worried when I see Reloaded because, again, it's usually just a deck that we're just printing to get some money. But I flipped this over. This was like $12 at my hobby shop. And I got Solemn Judgment. I got Torrential Tribute. I got Infinite Impermanence. And Droll and Lockbird. And Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Okay? And I mean, like, if you want to be gangster about it, like, Diamond Dire Wolf is kind of cool. And I got all of those things and common blasters. How does this, at less value, not beat the crap out of this? Again, remember, all you're getting is Zeus. You want to buy one of these and use the Zeus in here once you go into your Xyz plays? Do it. But this far superior product, and I get it, that's part of the structure V-Starter thing. But then, what about the one we had before that? We had the Crimson King. You remember this one? This was great. This was all synchro-based, and hey, we got some cool synchros in here. And what was our big stuff in here? I love seeing all the danger cards in here. Chupacabra, Nessie. That was cool for me. The fact that it was an entire deck based around the Red Dragon was very cool to me. Pot of Extravagance was in this deck, which made it worth it to me. Fiendish Golem's kind of cool. I thought that was pretty great. And again, it's just a matter of, like, this is a solid structure deck. Like, if you bought one of these, you could play your friends. If you bought 3 of them, you might beat your friends. And again, it was a fraction of the value price-wise when I went to the store. But they carry the same 25th anniversary logo. So again, either one of these absolutely dominates the value I found in this box. But that's not the only one. Let's go back one more. Let's talk about the Trap Trick structure deck. Okay, this gave us every card that was in the archetype. Let's flip this over. You got literally everybody who was in the card in the archetype. You get a couple kaiju cards, which is always fun. You got Lonefire, which has always been fun for plant players. You got Ash Blossom, just in all of them. If you were going to play anything with the artifacts, Moral Talk was in here, which is great. Geki and Feather Duster were both in here as spells. Bottomless Trap Hole is always good. Floodgate Trap Hole is always good. Evenly Matched is worth the price of this box every single time. And again, you get all of the extra deck characters as well. I mean, so again, less value at the shop counter, more value on my play table. And again, these 3 decks, this was like the craziest year for structures. And then it's 2024. They sneak in another one with the 25th anniversary logo, and it's dog water. And it's got one card that's not even worth the price of the deck. The last time I checked it, it was like $10 to $12. And again, I'll give this to you one last time. One last time. I'm comparing structures to starters, right? No. Let's take this off. Let's talk about, I want to say it was 2021. I was definitely already doing this channel. We had 2 starter decks that came out at the same time, and they were placed side by side. You guys might remember the God decks. These are not structures. These are starters. If you don't believe me, you go to Yu-Gi-Oh.en, whatever, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Dash Card, whatever your region is, and you look under products. These pop up under starter decks, not structure decks. And these absolutely decimate this. And these were back, I want to say these were still $10 a piece. And just Slifer. Slifer was actually the better one. You got Slifer, you got Tellus. And again, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, right? But the big deal here was you wanted to play the God cards. So they were going to give us Soul Crossing, this spell card right here. And I still, to this day, get comments asking me how this works. Because it's a brilliant card and nobody plays it and everybody would like to play it. So let's go over that card one more time. Yes, you can tribute monsters from your opponent's side of the field. Yes, you can use just monsters on your opponent's side of the field as tributes. So yes, you can tribute summon a God card using your opponent's cards. Additionally, I want to say, I don't remember what the trap was. Something of the Monarchs. Maybe it was in this one, Stormforth, maybe? There is a... No, not Stormforth. That's a quick play spell. There is a Monarch trap card I am forgetting right now. And it allows you to do tribute summons during your opponent's main phase, which could allow you, if the interaction is right, if it just says tribute summon, you should be able to tribute summon during your opponent's turn by using their monsters with the interaction with Soul Crossing. And I understand that there is a lot in this deck where you're like, maybe not. The big money card here, and it's not that expensive, was the Soul Crossing. And the Thunder Force attack is pretty cool too. And it comes with Harpy's Feather Duster. And so, like, it's free Feather Dusters, which is, number 1, awesome. And 2, Soul Crossing in every deck. It doesn't matter if you bought the Obelisk or the Slifer. If we look here, you still get your Harpy's Feather Duster. You still get your Soul Crossing. This time, instead of the Thunder Force, you get the Fist of Fate because that's his initial attack card. This one comes with the Forbidden Gear, the Chalice, the Lance, and the Dress. It's a little bit of a different summoning style. This one's got Cyber Dragons, Nimble Mamangas. Comes with 3 per deck, which is kind of different. You get the Angel 01. A lot of cool stuff. You get the Raw's Disciples in this one. Some Gizmek cards. So I do think that this one had some better cards in it. But anybody was buying both of these. And you bought 2 of each, or 3 of each. And you were essentially able to play both of the Egyptian God cards here. And they got this treatment because Raw already had the Duelist pack, the Rage of Raw. And again, Soul Crossing works for him just as easily because he's still a sacred beast or a divine beast, however that works. And these still beat the value in here just because, number one, you have a god card, you have a cool way to make it playable, and you have Feather Duster no matter what. So don't give me the, well, it's starters versus structures. No, these starter decks were pretty darn good. These things were really great. I like I said, I still get some comments every now and again, and it's always positive stuff. People enjoying it, or they found out because they didn't read through the comments, I guess, that I believe I missed one card in the obelisk one. So it was 39 cards, but it was like one of those things where like it was just an extra obelisk, or seriously just throw in any card you like. But you know how it is. Yeah, people want to pick at things even if they don't make videos themselves, which is not a shot at anybody. Please don't take that the wrong way. I'm just a little hyped up because we're ranting about this. But that is the end of the rant. This was just a bad product. It could have been so much better. Things that you could have done, Konami, is like, you guys released this setup, and I've got some of the cards sitting here. You guys released like these guys, and I don't know where Neos is. I thought he was, 1 second. There he is. So you released a series of promos like this in Dual Power. All you had to do was release a 4-card extra deck per side, pick 2 decent links that are link 3s, whatever. Pick 2 decent Xyzs. And again, it could be Zeus, it could be Evil Swarm Exciton, it could have been Utopia, guys. You didn't have to go hard with the product. You just had to make it feel like it was really a value. So there's your 2. Instead of this guy, obviously we need some fusions. Throw in some instant fusions. Give us a common ready fusion. Do something. Make it worth our time. Or give us Dogmatica Punishment and some Dog Water Fusion. It's pretty big. Or give us like Elder Entity Intis, so that you could get a double dose when you activate the Dogmatica Punishment. So that's 3 types of the extra deck. Give us 2 cool synchros, okay? 2 cool ones. And again, Stardust Dragon, perfect opportunity. I would have been a little upset if you guys would have put a red dragon in there, considering he had just been in the spotlight, what? With this starter deck, this structure deck. So, I mean, I'm glad you didn't do that. And then throughout the deck, all you had to do was scatter some good pendulums. And, you know, if you just wanted us to play them, it should have been like Stargazers and Time Gazers in both decks. This way they both go 1 and 8 when they're in the scales. Didn't have to be anything game breaking. It just had to be to where you could actually have your play duel like you made your comic book, because this isn't really a comic book. You marketed it as a comic book. This is really just a visual guide to how to play. This is a rule book that's been made easier to understand, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a comic book. But what you could have done was you could have walked us through the different play styles of all the cards, because you had normal monsters that have no effect, that have 2 tributes. In fact, Dark Magician was one of them. He's never not going to be in a product when you guys need him. So I'm just thinking you could have done that. You could have added a ritual per deck. Maybe a couple of cards to make the ritual happen easier. Didn't have to be anybody crazy. Could have been something silly like Relinquished and Blackluster Soldier. Nothing had to go too hard in this. But it needed to go and do something more than what you guys did. But if Zeus is the reason that you're buying this, then I guess you still bought it. Same as me. But I don't feel bad about me buying it. I feel bad about players on a budget who are going to be buying this card for essentially twice the price. That's the only bit about this that bothers me. It still works well as a 2-player starter set. It still allows 2 players to start playing day 1. I did notice no playmats. That seemed like a big miss too. Where was the playmat? You have a cool product like this. We could have given it a playmat. Heck, if you guys would have made an oversized 2-player playmat, put it in a bigger packaging, you guys could have justified your pricing to even be like maybe $25 per, because people would have loved to have had the playmat with the comic panel art all over it. Would have been brilliant. You guys would have made so much more money. You guys are probably going to think about EA and try to microtransaction us later. I'll see that playmat in my local hobby store and I'll go, they were listening. Somebody at Konami has a subscription to this channel. But that's enough ranting for today, guys. I do hope that you've enjoyed the rant. I hope you know I'm not taking it 100% serious, but I like 40-60. 40% serious. 60% goofing off. They could have done better. They didn't do terrible. And again, putting it up against their own work from previous, I feel like they should have just done better for you. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to see you guys on Wednesday. Wednesday, I have a very special build. It was requested. I forget who requested it because I'm a terrible human being and I don't make notes, even though I have tons of note cards and pens sitting around my dungeon here. I was requested to make a deck based around the baby dragon and alligator sword and try to make them fuse while making it a normal deck and also something that you would take to a locals tournament. I've got it. I can't wait to share it with you guys. For those of you that want to see that, I'll be back on Wednesday with that. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Do the things, don't do the things. Or, just like I said, enjoy your day, okay? Take care. I'll see you guys next time.